Good morning, everyone. Jim here, Sandy here. Sandy is a 10-month-old golden that came in for our residency program. Really sweet girl. We classify her happy hyper, full of energy, big zest for life, doesn't do anything to be mean, just wants to play and enjoy life and enjoy it with others, and if others aren't present, with herself. So our job is to put some boundaries on it, okay? We want her to be having fun. We want her to do the things that she wants to do, but we want her to do them with us as the leader, okay? That's the big thing. We set up boundaries, we ask her to respond to us, and when she does do something wrong, we're gonna provide a consequence. And the obedience is gonna help her understand what is right and wrong. We're not here to intimidate, dominate, break her spirit, hurt her, or have her fear us. We're here to let her know with proper discipline, proper praise, okay? That when she does something we like, we love it. If she picks up something, she starts counter surfing, does something along those lines, we're gonna bite her in a moment. So it's our job to become that leader, to be consistent with her. And I started smiling if you saw that with counter surfing. I've been doing this a long time, and I can't recall right off my mind. You typically see a dog counter surfing by putting their front feet up on the counter. From what I understand, all fours were going on the counter. And I can, now that I've gotten to know her, Rachel and I have gotten to know her, we can see that, okay? Not being mischievous, just having fun, trying to do things to please her. We want her to please us. She's still gonna have those moments. She gets those seconds in her life where she sort of forgets, lose track of what's going on, but we've seen it get better, and we think it will continue to get better as long as we provide the proper consistency and the proper motivation needed. Hey girl, you ready? Because she sat still here for a long time. Let's go. Hear that tone of voice. When we're trying to praise, we're gonna tell her what we want, and we're gonna praise in that moment of time with a combination of words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion, okay? As much of that in that moment. If she does something wrong, we're gonna give her a consequence. Primarily, it's words and touch. There are other forms of consequence, but words and touch are the best way. And the touch is typically gonna be a tap of the collar. It's gonna maybe grab her snout. It's gonna do the scruff, just like my puppy videos online, in the moment with no, a firm no, okay? Not a loud no. We don't want, the only emotion I like to say we involve in training is positive emotion. When we have negative emotion, it's usually because we're at our wits' end, and I believe we're not really getting through with our dog when we've lost control. So we're just, let's go. We're let's go. Her job is to walk with me, turn, do whatever. She was a really heavy puller when she came in. Good girl. If let's go was the command, notice I turn, good girl. Her job is to watch me. We have a circle, a real close boundary beside us. And with the let's go, when we tell her let's go, we want her right here beside us, not out in front. What happens out in front? Two things. One, she's leading the walk. She's becoming the alpha, so to speak, in the pack. And number two, out of sight, out of mind. And that's the biggie with her, is out of sight, out of mind. She's ready to do whatever she wants to do. So when she moves out from this little boundary, if she does it once, she's going to do it over and over again. But when she moves out, we immediately tap the leash back to where we want her by our side. It's a tap and release. We're never going to pull her. When we pull a dog to do something, we're not teaching them. They're acting only by way of what we're forcing on them. We tap and let her use her brain. Let's go. Sit. Good girl. Hand signal for sit. I tell her to sit, she sits. She has to hold that sit. If she was to pop up out of the sit right now, we would tap the leash straight up above her head. No, sit, and then good girl. Not great girl, but if we bit her, we still give praise on the back end. Sit command like this. She has to hold it. We want to get her to the point that she can hold that sit when we're walking all around her, okay? So when we ask her to sit, she doesn't do it. It's immediate tap up above her head. And when we tap the leash, it's no. Remember, we're not pulling. Let's go. So we're walking back around, sit, hand signal again. I'm gonna get her a little treat in my hand. I put it in my hand, sort of hiding it. She doesn't know it's there. And the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna release her from the command. And that's called the, I'm spelling it, B-R-E-A-K command. And when I do that, watch what I do, listen to my tone, watch what I do with my hand, because this is the precursor to the come command, both on leash and off leash. She's in the sit, she has to hold it till I release her. Break. Atta girl. Step right here. I hold my hand right here, have a treat. Good girl. Words, touch, treat, toy. Atta girl, positive emotion. All right? And if you notice when I break, when I do that, I'm trying to get her to focus right here. Not with my hand here, not with my hand here. She loves treats, by the way. We're not going to give her treats all the time, but we're going to give them when she deserves a reward. We want to give her a reward. But we do that every time I release her from a command and I say break and step back like that. Her job is to come right to me. I am teaching her, at least hopefully that I am, that we're the center of the universe. Also, she's going to get such of that habit so that when we start to do it on leash with a real command, you notice I just said break, what? Come. She wasn't even looking at me. I told her to come, step back, she did. She came right to me and sat. And when she sits, she holds that. Now, pretend like she's off leash. Break. This is a pretend, but she's gonna be thinking about what she's doing. Watch what I do. Hey, Sandy, hey, come. When did I say come just then? Good girl, break. If you go back and watch the video, this could be her being out in the yard, the other end of the house. Good girl. I got her attention. Hey, Sandy, I hold the treat or toy, it could be a toy, up in my hand. If I see she's excited, I'm gonna start backing up and holding her. See, this is nothing but repetition and fun, okay? And as she's committed to coming to me, I'm gonna tell her C-O-M-E. I'm impregnating that word in her brain with the act of her being happy. I hope that makes sense. So we do it off leash, inside, outside. We do it with on leash obedience too, so we're teaching her what to do when we ask her to C-O-M-E. And if she didn't, all we would do is tap the leash towards us. No, C-O-M-E. She would come to us and she would sit. But we do it as much as we can. The real kicker here is off leash. If we do this and she's not interested, we don't tell her to C-O-M-E. We only do it when she's in the act of ready to come to us. Okay? Good girl. Down. Down from the side. Good girl. That's a good girl. She lays down. She holds that down until we release her. No, down. So what did I do? She was smelling around the ground. Some people might not mind that. I want her to pay attention to the next command. So I gave her the little tap. Good girl. Okay, sit. Good, break. So the answer to that is if you don't mind it, that's fine. I just wanted her to pay attention. We have other dogs out here. There are a lot of smells, but we ask her to do something, she has to do it. Now, if I told her to S-T-A-Y or stay with that down command, break. Let's go. So I'm gonna do this from in front. Sit, down, stay. Open palm. Now if she wanted to smell it, lay on her side, chew a bone or something like that, I have no problem. And believe me, she can understand that difference. It's hard in the beginning for her to understand the nuances. It's important for us to be consistent. So typically when I say stay, she's gonna be there for at least a couple of minutes. We're gonna do it a little quicker in the video. I do never do the stay with the sit, but I will do room stays. That means I'll walk out the room. As I walk out the room, I'll tell her to stay. She's not having to lay down or anything. If she follows me, I'm gonna grab the leash or tab, and I'm gonna take her back. No, 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 stay and walk out again. If she holds it, stops at that imaginary door or what have you, I'm gonna tell her, good girl. Let's go. Good girl, I hope that makes sense. So you see, I'm loading up another treat just to let her know. In the beginning, if a dog is treat motivated, I use them a lot. And then as soon as they start getting the grasp, I cut it back for only the best commands when she does something really well. Let's go. So here we come to the, atta girl, good girl. I'll give her a reward. She wasn't necessarily looking for it. You saw her hit the bed to smell who else had been there before her. Places to get on her bed, lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book, I don't care. I point at it, In the beginning, I'll walk her right up to the line, okay? Tell her the place she hops on as soon as as soon as her forefoot hits the bed, I praise. And now she has to hold it. She can easily do this for an hour or two. Her biggest thing is, as I was mentioning in the introduction, every once in a while with her, I think she just loses focus of what she's doing, okay? It's not the birds and butterflies, it's just happy life. And she loses focus and she'll pop up and get up and maybe walk off. If that happens, in the beginning, we're gonna have her on a leash, let her drag it around, or the little tab, you know what the tab is. We're gonna go get her, no, place. In the beginning, that might happen, at 5 minutes and 10 minutes. Now, there has to really be a distraction to typically get her up, like someone else coming in the room, the cat coming in the room, another dog, but she's even learning then. I believe with continued consistency, that's gonna almost completely phase away. You heard me say almost. I do think she has that little temperament personality that just is, I don't know how to explain it, all about paying attention to what gets her attention in the moment, if you will. That's why we want to keep her focused. That's why when we was doing Let's Go a while ago, if you saw me while I was talking to you, I reached down and pet her. When she looks at me, and when she looks at you, I want you to praise her. Let her know she's doing a good thing. All of those help keep that focus. But she can easily do that for an hour or two. If I'm working in my office, I can put her in a place beside me. I can be on the phone, do whatever. That's what we've been doing, and she stays right there. Good girl. And that's completely allowed. Inside, of course, they're not going to be the smells from outside, but when she gets on her bed, she can lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book, she have a toy or what have you. Okay, girl, let's go. So the next thing is loading up into a vehicle, or if you out there happen to allow your dogs on furniture, we do the load up or the hup command. Okay, come on. All right, load up, hup. Good girl, good girl, right. So we're going to do that again. Although she did it right, she didn't get her footing. It wasn't her trying to mess up the command. Load up. Atta girl, good girl. Right. Why did I do that? I always like to try to do a command where it works out perfectly for her. Because if she stumped her toe then, maybe next time she might think about it. So I always come back and repeat and do something completely correct for her so that she can be happy. Good girl. Last command, I believe it's the last command, is the heel command. It's a lot like a tighter let's go. I say we have an imaginary box right here. We do this at markets or what have you. I tell her to heel. She's not in a command. If she was in a SIT command, I would bite her for this, okay? It's the collar. She likes to scratch at it from time to time. It's gotten better, but we go from there. But pretend like we were in the market or something like that, and there were a lot of people, you could have her in a heel or a tight, loose, let's go command, heel. And we walk, but when we stop in the market, she sits and holds it. Good girl. We go again, heel. We turn, good, step off, atta girl. Good girl. See how she's watching me with that? And when do we praise her? When she gets in the box. When I turn like that, she can't stay in the box because she can't read my mind. So when I turn, heel. We turn, she's out of the box. I'm gonna keep walking straight when I come out of the box to give her a chance to get her back in the box. Right, let's go. Hope that makes sense. If you have questions, just comment or give me a call and I'll be happy to answer it. She's a really good girl. I've told people in the past, before the doodle craze, that I believe golden retrievers were God's answer to dogs in a family with children. They usually have such a great personality and demeanor, a lot of fun, but they are happy hyper, and that happy and hyper, well, kitty cat walked across. Nothing wrong with this, okay? Before, she'd have been pulling to go all out for it, okay? Her job is to keep me or keep herself on a loose leash with me. So if I wanted to stop that or take her attention away, we turn back. There's the cat. See, she's trying to behave. Sit. Let's go. I don't know if you could see the cat in the video, but we worked through it. Distractions are going to happen, but she has to understand she has a job to do when we ask her to do it. Hope that helps. Jim Hodges, HodgesDogTraining.com. Have products. This purple leash is on Amazon. I sell a lot of bio-themed dog training leashes and equipment like that. But I appreciate you. God bless.